Pandemic obviously changing how we live and how we work. For nearly a year, COVID has impacted everything from how our kids learn to how we travel and even how we do our jobs. Tonight, Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief Matt McFarland is showing us how the pandemic is permanently changing the way we work.
Just think of how you get to work. Here at Channel 3, crews in the fields, reporters, photographers, now taking separate cars to work, and I'm sure a lot of other folks aren't carpooling as well. Then you look at this parking lot here at the West Haven train station, still pretty empty. And while this might be temporary, there are other changes that are likely here for good when it comes to the way we work.
Like going when I have to, when I need to be there.
Michelle Dupre, New Haven's Deputy Corporation Counsel, is one of the millions of Americans working mostly from home since the pandemic hit. And while there are definitely pluses,
you can do some work and run through a load of laundry and come back, do some work.
The attorney says you also need balance in order not to blur the lines.
You know, I sit in my chair and watch TV at night, and I can hear my email going off.
And that balance is important because according to experts,
working from home is here to stay.
Brian Marks is a senior lecturer in economics and business analytics at the University of New Haven.
We are experiencing a fundamental transformation in the business and in the economic environment.
A change that the parent company of New Haven's web-based app, SeeClickFix, is already seeing.
I don't know that we ever go back to a state of a mandate that 5 days a week, 8 to 5, 9 to 5, you're in the office. I don't think we ever go back there.
In addition to more telecommuting and working from home, Mark says other changes will include fewer folks flocking into big cities daily.
Connecticut is well positioned in that regard. It's outside the high density areas of, let's say, New York City, yet still close enough.
And with the ease of hopping on a Zoom or Microsoft Teams call, he says business travel won't disappear, but there will be a shift.
Businesses are going to look and say, is this travel really necessary? And what is the benefit associated with that travel?
But with all these changes, Mark says employers need to think outside the box, especially when it comes to making sure those working remotely stay connected to their coworkers.
It is difficult to brainstorm and create an environment, and some of that interaction occurs around the water cooler.
Marks adds, living through the pandemic, we've all had to be flexible and adapt. And going forward, he says the same can be said for how we'll work.
It's a whole new world, or it's a world that's transforming that we'll all have to get comfortable with.
With the mobile newsroom, Matt McFarland, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.